carefully. Steph, Jen.
Well, America's Morning Headquarters has you covered through mid-morning, and Jen Carfagno is here with a look at what's coming up. And I'll tell you, the temperature is coming up everywhere.
The temperatures are going up. The amounts of rain with flood concerns, that's going up as well. And, you know, with growing concerns of flooding along the Texas coast this week, one group of researchers are working to map out the damage before it happens. We are talking to Texas A&M University about how they're using 3D technology to visualize, predict, and prevent hurricane damage, really flooding damage of any sorts.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a lot either. I mean, even just a few inches of flooding can cause thousands of dollars of damage.
And it is really hard to visualize that. How, you know, when you hear about water coming, how will it affect your home?
Yeah.
3D helps.
Excellent.
Thanks for getting your day going with us as we help you plan for the big events in your neighborhood.
That's right. You know, the Weather Channel, of course, has you covered from coast to coast and everywhere in between.
Yeah, I mean, 90's nothing when you talk about temperatures.
Right.
We're going to be hitting 100 perhaps all the way in Michigan. We've got a lot of areas under either heat advisories or excessive heat warnings. And it's not just a one-day kind of thing. It's all week.
It's all week. And, you know, looking even beyond, it could be lasting like most of the summer. I mean, it's going to be setting us up for a long period of hot. Now, we may get breaks, of course. But, you know, when you look at this map, the hottest temperatures relative to average in the country are right there.
Yeah. In the Mid-Atlantic, in the Midwest, we're talking up into New England. And it's a case where it's not just the heat, it's the humidity as well.
That's right.
So the heat moisture kind of getting infused up here.
Right, that's right. And the heat indices bringing those uncomfortable levels to those dangerous zones. We'll be watching that, of course, carefully. The tropics.
Yes, so we actually need to start there because we got a couple things to watch here with influences on our weather.
Let's go to there because we've got a whole lot going on. And in fact, we just got some new information from the National Hurricane Center.
It doesn't need to have a name in order to bring heavy rain. We've seen that already. Florida last week, Huntsville, Texas earlier this season, and places like Corpus Christi, several inches of rain coming for you this week. Not going to be some beach days here, let me tell you. Also, we're going to see spots inland with tropical moisture in place. And, you know, Texas State University, we've got rain coming in. A little cloudy out there right now, but we'll see some big rain-making clouds and the potential for flooding with all of the rain potentially here with this whole the influx of moisture is the best way to describe it. Tropical moisture. Dew points, Corpus Christi, 77 right now. That's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere here. It feels, I know, pretty tough out there. We're going to be looking at inches of rain, possibly. Corpus Christi, 5 to 8 inches of rainfall. 3 to 5 inches, very widespread, extending up through the San Antonio area, maybe up to Austin, Houston. We're in that corridor of some big rain as well. So the pattern that Greg talked about with the influx of tropical moisture and the fact that we have this big ridge, both of these features are equally important to this forecast. The fact that it's going to be nearly 100 degrees in Michigan is just as important as the fact that we've got high dew points in Texas, that both are sort of acting to steer the moisture right here into South Texas. And we're going to be watching for that to continue through today and tomorrow, really coming in as we get into your Wednesday and Thursday. I mean, this is the atmospheric moisture modeled by the European model, and you can see how much comes into the Wednesday, Thursday timeframe and still sitting around on Friday. So that is going to extend several days of heavy rainfall, and that's a problem. It's not just one day, it's several days in a row. Over the next 7 days, we could see inches of rain, again, that widespread 3 to 5 inches of rain, 5 to 8 possible in the orange areas, and locally heavier amounts here. Flash flooding is likely due to this heavy rainfall. Through tomorrow morning, we're going to watch Louisiana. That's the first spot that gets into the moisture. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, we keep an eye on that southeast Texas coast. Wednesday and Thursday, the bulk of the moisture moving inland just a little bit more, getting drawn a little farther north, but still in some of the very same areas, which is why we are concerned after 3 days of heavy rainfall that flash flooding is unfortunately a concern. Well, Galveston, no stranger to what did you name it?
I don't know. Yeah. Heat miser.
I know that exists.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep the comments coming. Go to Threads, send us your comments or pics and video using the hashtag YesTV, and we will share them on the show.
Search.
Researchers are using 3D models of rising waters pushed onshore by tropical systems. And this way of looking at the forecast helps see the damage those waters can cause before it actually happens.
Now, Dr. Yeh from Texas A&M University joins us now with more on just how this works. So if you could, how does this 3D technology work? And by the way, thank you very much for joining us on this extremely important topic.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Dr. Yeh, thank you so much here from Texas A&M. Appreciate your time today on this. And this is for surge mainly, but I can see how this would be applicable to all flooding, really.
Yeah, and it's, not, I guess, the timing is kind of just right because we're starting to see some heavy rain move into Texas, not just today, but over the next several days in association with
Thanks for getting your day going with us as we help you plan for all the big events in your neighborhood.
Weather Channel, of course, has you covered from coast to coast. Heat, obviously, a big story in parts of the Midwest, right?
And the East, the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic. It really takes over this week as a huge story, multi-day heat wave. And you mentioned 90 plus. That's nothing. How about 95 plus?
Yeah, we'll be there. And the heat index even higher than that because it's going to be pretty humid as well.
Yeah.
And the highest temperatures relative to average across the country are right in this zone.
Yes. All right. So we'll be talking about that. And the fact that we have all this heat, it's actually helping to guide our tropical threats, interestingly.
That is such a good point because we have some tropical threats out there. And the question is, where are they going? That's what everybody wants to know. Yeah. Let's have a look. Jen, thank you very much. Let's have a look at the overview here from the tropics. And you can see a couple of things.
Well, thanks for getting your day going with us as we help you plan for all the big events in your neighborhood.
Weather Channel has you covered from coast to coast. And we've got some big topics to talk about, namely, number one, the heat wave that's in place in the Midwest. As you said, it's going to be here with us for days.
We got it for the week. It will be expanding in throughout the Northeast. Your hottest days are still yet to come. And many of these heat advisories are in place not just for a day, but for multiple days.
Multiple days. And lots of populated areas. And it's going to be accompanied with not just heat, but as you said, humidity as well.
Yeah.
So heat indices are going to be very high. Take care out there, no doubt.
And then the big ridge that's actually causing this is helping to steer everything else, including what's happening in the tropics.
So there are two things to watch in the tropics. Jen, thank you very much. Let's get to that right now because there are two things. All
right, go to Thread, send us your comments. We will share them on the show. All right, so be careful out there. You're making sure you're on a guarded beach if you're swimming. Shark attacks have been making headlines lately. Now, they're actually pretty rare. The University of Florida says there were 69 unprovoked bites worldwide last year.
Meteorologist Mike Bettis explains the warm water connection and what you can do to reduce the odds of a shark bite.
Interesting. I believe in that kind of stuff here. Now, the Miami Herald says bull sharks were likely responsible for these attacks. They can grow to 11 feet, weigh 500 pounds, and are known for their tenacity.
All three victims were bitten while standing in shallow water. So the sharks may have been chasing bait fish drawn close to the shore by warmer water and plankton.
Well, let's look at your beach forecast here. Some of the hazards. You guys have really come through today with these answers. I love it.
What were some of your favorites?
The jalapeno.
Jalapeno? That'd be great.
The jalapeno, the camel.
Camel. I like the angry cactus.
Oh, remember the first response, the wave.
Wave, that's a good one.
Because we were, doing the wave.
Keep doing that, Jen.
Up next, I'm sure they would actually pick up on my wave and keep it going. Weather Unfiltered. Stay tuned.